55-year-old Anthony Joseph and 53-year-old S. Mary were rushing their sick 8-year-old granddaughter to the hospital when their scooter slipped over a pothole in the middle of a flyover. The couple swerved to avoid the pothole but were crushed by a bus that was right behind them. This horrific incident took place on the Mysore Road flyover in the heart of Bengaluru.
A killer pothole on the Mysore Road flyover claimed two members of the same family. In fact, the couple identified as 55-year-old Anthony and 53-year-old Sagai Mary were on the way when they took this particular flyover.
After Miranau exposed the killer pothole, Bengaluru's civic body promptly covered it up, offering a shoddy band-aid fix, but also admitting that it is impossible to have pothole-free roads during the rains.
All the roads were made well. It was made at the world-class level. The roads were made. But unfortunately, because of nature, the rain has been coming for the last 3 months continuously without even one day relief. We have been seeing this. Because of that, we are unable to do any new roads or keep the present road wherever the potholes are happening. We are not even able to fill.
Miranau in fact conducted a ground check just meters away from the accident spot, and we found over 20 potholes.
Now what you see here at this particular spot is exactly where the couple fell. Now we did see how the mayor, Sampath Raj and other executives, the BBMP assistant engineer executives had come here at the spot to take stock of situation, and the quick fix that they did here is cement the pothole. Now the joint that you see here, the pothole had developed exactly near the joint.
The rains have exposed the pole-bound state of Karnataka completely. And as netas scamper to score brownie points, it is the citizens who bear the brunt of their negligence. Miranau asks, how many more lives will it take for the government to wake up and do the job they were elected to do? Miranau report.
Unfortunately, we have to keep bringing you stories like this on Miranau on the Urban Debate. This couple was taking their child, their granddaughter, to the doctor. It's absolutely horrid that their family now has to deal with their debts. And there's simply no other reason other than complete and utter criminal negligence on behalf of the government. According to the Minister of Urban Development for the state of Karnataka, K.J. George, the state government has given the city 7,000 crore rupees between the years 2016 and 17 to fix the roads. 7,000 crore rupees, where has that money gone? And will the government now be charged with criminal negligence that has resulted in the death of these two people? As we have constantly demanded, the citizens in our city die because of negligence, because trees fall on them, because they get lost in manholes and they drown in sewage, because they get crushed at train stations, and as is the case in Bangalore, because a pothole results in their deaths. That's the question we're asking this evening, and this is not a question only about Bangalore. This is a question about each and every one of our cities. Why is it that all of these are only symptoms of the same disease, and the disease is corruption, and that disease is now chronically taken hold of every one of our cities? Our phone lines are open, and this evening it is our viewers who will ask the questions. S. Harish is the former Deputy Mayor of Bangalore, belongs to the BJP. Surendra MG, spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress that currently runs both the state and the city management. Commodore G.J. Singh comes in as a citizen of Bangalore, a very concerned citizen. Pratap Bhimsena Rao also calls himself Pothole Raja, as a former Indian Air Force pilot who has now dedicated his time and his energy to fighting for decent services. Shaji Cherian is the Director of Operations of Save a Life Foundation, joining us from Delhi. We'll also have Uday Vavikar, the Vice President of the Consumer Court Bar Association, Shrikant Vishwanath, CEO of Janagraha, and two very important people who join us right now, Pavitra and her husband George. Both of them met with an accident yesterday at the very same spot, resulting from the very same pothole, and they've been kind enough to join us today because this is their fight, and they want us to fight for them. I'm going to go first to Pavitra and George. Pavitra, George will speak to us in Kannada, which I will translate for you. Pavitra will try and speak with us in Hindi as well. Pavitra,
हाँ बोलिए मैडम।
कल क्या हुआ था?
कल मैंने तो ऑफिस जाके फिर घर आना था। उस टाइम मैंने तो बुलाया मेरा हस्बैंड लेके आने के लिए। फिर हम आने ना मैसूर रोड। हेलो,
हाँ,
मैसूर रोड सर्कल से वहाँ फ्लेओवर के नीचे एक बात तो सामने तो देखा नहीं, वहाँ गाड़ी आके स्लो कर दिया पीछे से और एक गाड़ी आके फिर आप उधर से वो जंप।
ಜಾರ್ಜ್
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಜಾರ್ಜ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ, ನೆನ್ನೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ?
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಹಲೋ,
ಹೇಳಿ.
ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಣಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಕುಣಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕುಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಭಯ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರು ಕುಣಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಪಾಲಾತು ಕಾರೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕಾರೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ರು. ನಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗಾಡಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಂದು.
Sorry. So what George is telling us is that yesterday, after they met with the accident, there was a lot of bleeding. The people who were around helped them get up, moved them to the side, gave them some water and made sure that they were okay. George, ಇವತ್ತಾರದು ಯಾರದು ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನೀವು
ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಯಾವ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು?
ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಚಾಮರಾಜಪೇಟೆ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ.
ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಏನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ?
ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಅದೇ ರೋಡ್ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಳ್ಳ ದಿನ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್. ಅದರಿಂದನೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಅದು ರೋಡ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ BBMP ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಬಿಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮ್ದು?
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಲ್ 7,000 ಆಗಿದೆ.
7,000 ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಸರಿ,
ಒಂದ್ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗಿದೆ.
One disak matra. All right. So what George is telling us is that they filed a complaint right now with the traffic police of an accident. But what he wants is that the government fix the road. And he's also told us that the one-day bill that they had to pay to the doctors in the hospital came up to 7,000 rupees. And that 7,000 rupees actually should be paid by the government, which is the reason why this accident has happened. Surendra MG, spokesperson of the KPCC, the Karnataka Pradesh Congress, joins us right now. Mr. Surendra, can you give the 2 lives that have been lost? Can we give them back? Can we bring them back, yes. Mr. Surendra?
See, what has happened is terribly wrong. It's a very gruesome incident. It's loss of life is regrettable and cannot be justified under any circumstances. But then, blaming the civic authority or the BBMP alone for this entire thing, I mean, it is not justified also. This government, especially the Congress government, after they took over the BBMP, some wonderful new initiatives, very good measures, and
so who should be blamed?
Positive signs in terms of development of Bangalore. They have...
you said don't blame the BBMP alone, so who should be blamed along with the BBMP?
Some very good measures. I mean, just a minute. The Congress, when we took over, the BBMP was in a very terrible state. The initiative of this government has to be laudable, that we have brought it to the condition now where lot of new initiatives, whether it is as far as roads are concerned, whether it is a stormwater drain, desilting, illegal demolition, eviction of illegal demolition, all these measures have been taken in the last 1.5 to 2 years. But then nothing happens overnight. Fine. See, what has to be justifies the 7,000 crores that our Honorable Chief Minister has, allotted only to Bengaluru city in the last 2 years. And that is not a small amount. It's a record amount that has literally transferred Bangalore into a world-class city. Be it tender sure roads, or any other kind of new initiatives that this government has taken, it is with a proper vision. It is with a very clear understanding of what needs to be done for this city, and it is a very clear idea of what has to be brought forth to the people.
All right, Mr. Surendra, so who's responsible for the pothole that was not fixed that caused the death of these 2 people? Who's specifically responsible for that road and for that pothole?
See, as I said, I am not justifying any such death. It's a gruesome incident. It is regrettable.
No, I'm not asking you to describe it.
I'm not justifying the potholes. I'm not saying that the entire Bangalore city roads are free of potholes.
This is Mysore Road, if I'm not mistaken.
See, responsible.
Who's responsible for Mysore Road?
Of course, the civic agency is responsible. Of course, the officials
BBMP.
are responsible.
BBMP. Run by the Congress.
Of course, the BBMP and the civic agency is responsible.
Who are these civic agencies? Is it just the BBMP or is there anybody else?
You also have to understand what kind of state we are in.
It looks like a very bad state that you are in.
BBMP, the concerned
if you can fill that pothole within hours of that death and an accident happening,
it's not like that.
So you're waiting. So shall the citizens of Bangalore die one each at every pothole in order for you to get your job done? If every one of us dies at one pothole, then you will fix all the potholes.
See, Bangalore city, you also have to understand that Bangalore city has received record 34% rainfall only in last 1.5 months. From August 14 till today.
I live in the city of Mumbai. Please don't tell me about record rainfall. Please don't tell me about record rainfall. Did you not know it was going to rain? Does it not rain in Bangalore every year during these months?
Record rainfall is on record, madam. You have to check with the meteorological department. I mean, then you should be aware of the rainfall that is happening. Your channel itself, for every day they are showing pictures of record rainfall in Bangalore.
So, Mr. Surendra, when you ran your election, why didn't you say that we will fix Bangalore if it does not rain? If it rains, then please don't expect us to fix Bangalore, because we don't know how to do roads when it's raining.
Definitely on the course of fixing Bangalore. You also need to understand,
when you're done fixing Bangalore, will you give these 2 lights back, please?
Of Bangalore. See,
Mr. Surendra,
lakh square
will you give these 2 lights back when you're done fixing Bangalore? After the rains, when you fix the roads, these 2 people who have died, Sagai Mary and Anthony, can you please give them back?
I mean, that is extremely sad. It is regrettable. As I said, this shouldn't have happened. Any loss of life is definitely regrettable.
Won't you say sorry because there was a negligence that happened on the part of the government that caused these deaths?
Only by this rain.
Why don't you say sorry?
Only by this rain.
Say sorry.
That is a point which you also need to consider.
What, that rain killed this couple?
See, I'm only asking you to be practical.
Let us justify.
I'm not going on overdrive to support my government.
You are going in overdrive to support your government.
Also, I have to understand the limitations in which we are working.
7,000 crore rupees doesn't sound like a limitation to me. Let me bring in my other guest right now, Commodore GJ Singh. Commodore Singh,
if one rain, madam, if one rain destroys 35 lakh square kilometers.
Not if they've made correctly.
What can be done? You tell me. If one single rain can destroy 35 lakh square kilometers of roads in the city.
One second. One rain cannot destroy anything if you make your roads properly.
It is not like that.
Commodore Singh, go ahead. Commodore Singh.
Rain has been beyond normal standards. You also have to understand rain has been beyond normal standards.
1 second, I'm listening to Commodore Singh.
This is a very common place in our Bangalore, that the roads all over Bangalore, other than barring few roads like MG Road or Cubbon Road or road which is in front of the Vidhan Sabha, are just about okay. But in the suburban areas, you find potholes everywhere. And unfortunately, the government makes very tall claims that they have set aside about 7,000 rupees for the repairs of roads or bringing new roads, but they are not visible on the road. They are not visible at all. Because what I find is that whenever it rains, just after one rainfall, you find whatever that temporary quick fix work they have done with the little bit of mud, concrete and cement, it washes away. And therefore, you are back to square one. You have the potholes once again all over. So it becomes extremely difficult when it comes to driving a two-wheeler. Yes. We have a very large population of two-wheelers in Bangalore. You leave aside four-wheelers, they just manage it. But it is a pathetic situation. And I want to bring in a very important point here, that the this is an unfortunate thing in our country, that when the politicians, they become ministers, they think it is only the matter of their privileges and benefits. They stay focused on the 5-star treatment that they should get and Zulu category security. But when it comes to ministering, because actually the meaning of minister comes that they should come up with certain positive idea, with some constructive ideas, with some, creative solutions.
So Commodore Singh, is the problem the lack of funds, the lack of intelligence, or the lack of intention?
Decades. It is lack of intention, because I don't think there is dearth of intelligence, IQ level in Bangalore especially, because Bangalore stands out from the rest of India when it comes to the intelligentsia, the IQ level, educated people, literate people, they are here in Bangalore. But when it comes to practical things, when it comes to giving a shape in a practical way, you find nothing is happening. And therefore, I would say, as you rightly in the beginning hit the nail on its head, it is basically corruption. We have to tackle this in a big way, because otherwise this cancer in this country will continue to prevail and continue to decay all our systems, because this country, as everybody knows, is a rich heritage steeped in culture, and it has got class of peoples. They do very well when they go abroad in United States and Europe, everywhere. But when it comes to India, what happens?
What happens?
Because people are not happy with the amenities, with the infrastructure, with there's only a talk and nothing else. They simply talk and make tall promises. Governments come, governments go, but nothing happens on the ground for a common man.
Right. I want to bring in also Pratap Bhimsena Rao, also called Pothole Raja, who has fixed over 200 potholes in the city of Bangalore. And I just want to figure out one thing here. This is Mysore Road. There are 2 people on the show who got hurt because of this pothole yesterday. 2 people have died today. Whose responsibility is this road? Who shall be held responsible? Pratap Bhimsena Rao.
My personal view is the roads are definitely maintained and monitored by the civic authorities in Bangalore, BBMP or the PWD, wherever their authorities are. I also personally believe the reason why I have started this initiative of Pothole Raja is also to have a social responsibility, where the roads that I take, the roads that I drive is also my responsibility. I mean, it's not just that, one of the myths that I always keep bringing in is that people can afford to buy a 1 crore car, but they will not spend 1,000 rupees on the same road that they will drive that car. Of course, you would have paid your taxes, you would have paid your, required things that you need to drive around. But the personal belongingness of that road, that this is my road, this is my place that I drive around.
But what do you want people to do? Pratap Rao, what do you want when you say people are not willing to spend money on the road? What are we supposed to do? Fill the potholes ourselves?
Yeah, that's been the drive that I have been doing, where we go about fixing potholes on the roads.
So then why are we paying taxes to the government?
Participation.
So let's not pay taxes to the government. Let's dismiss the government.
See, I am not in authority to say that the government is dismissed or people are not doing. So what is something that I have in control is that I can do something about it, and that's the initiative that Pothole Raja is taking, where we go about engaging private organizations using corporate social responsibilities. We engage employees to identify potholes on the roads that they travel every day to office. We ensure that those roads that they identify as potholes, we go on the weekends or early morning or late nights, take cold asphalt, fix those roads on our own, so that we are safe on ourselves. I mean, you can keep pointing fingers, you can keep blaming about things that are not happening. But definitely, if I can take my own thing as a responsibility and fix about it, I think that's an important start as the point of view which I have been driving around.
Well, I know that Pavitra, one second. Pavitra and George have to leave because they're in pain. They've come here from the hospital. So I'm just going to give them one opportunity to speak with the representative. Mr. Surendra, if you could pay attention, they're going to ask you questions directly. Pavitra, George, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಸುರೇಂದ್ರ MG ಅವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬಹುದು.
ಕೊಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಸರ್, ಈ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳದಿ ನಾವು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಏನಂತ ನೋಡೋದು ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಳ್ಳ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ ನೋಡಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಂತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಿಂದೆಯಿಂದಾನು ಗಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅದರಿಂದ 2 ಜೀವ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಬೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್? ರೋಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, 2 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿತ್ತೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಳ್ಳ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
So basically, what Pavitra and George are asking is that why is it that there are so many potholes on the road? Why isn't the government doing enough? As soon as the government does the road, 2 days later it falls apart. Go ahead. Surendra, go ahead.
No, I have told them that this government is on an overdrive to ensure that the city is
Sir, directly
but then I am trying to explain you a situation where it's a natural phenomenon.
How is it a natural phenomenon? What are you saying, Mr. Surendra? You're talking nonsense. How can you tell me 2 people have died? You're telling me it's because of rains.
See, one minute, madam. See, see, our intent of making Bangalore a world-class city is justified by the allocation done in the Bangalore to the Bangalore.
Nothing happens with an allocation, Mr. Surendra. I don't care about your allocation if it doesn't find its way into the road. The allocation is finding its way into your pockets.
Fine. But,
the allocation is finding its way into your pockets. And you don't even have the humility to say sorry.
I am not justifying the loss of lives. Any loss of life is definitely regrettable.
You can't possibly justify the loss of life.
But then you also have to understand these limitations. And yes, there are some officers. See, there are some officers who are still, if there is any dereliction of duty, if they have not done their work properly, definitely they are being taken into account.
How will you take into account?
The mayor
have you launched an investigation?
Just yesterday is already on the rounds.
Have you asked for an investigation?
Survey. All the hazardous potholes have been asked to identify.
Have you asked for an investigation?
No, it's not an...
Why not?
Definitely.
2 people have died. It's not enough for you? 2 people are not enough for you?
Absolutely.
2 lives are not good enough for you?
No. See.
At what point will you take this seriously?
No, if you ask
20 people have to die, 30 people have to die, 40 people have to die. Tell me what the death toll is in order to get the attention of the Karnataka government.
What you are trying to say. Just if you can allow me to speak in a moment.
I don't have time for you to come here and call out your achievements.
If we go by investigation, I request you to please get the FIR of those 2 people killed. I am not justifying this, but then it very clearly says that the Tamil Nadu state was overspeeding. That is investigation done by the police.
Doesn't seem to be sensitized to the loss of life.
The investigation I am trying to
He doesn't understand that the rains are a natural phenomenon. Monsoons comes every day, every year. Monsoon is a natural phenomena which takes place every year.
But this is not normal, sir.
When there is rain, why doesn't the government take
this is not normal?
When the rains come,
I am really surprised.
Why don't they take this into account?
May I say, I am really surprised on the Congress representative who is government representative here and is a responsible position as a minister puts a tragic statistics over a death of 2 people avoiding the responsibility when 700 crores are allotted. What has happened? And you are saying that every year there are potholes and it is a natural phenomena and it happens and we were very bad and now we have improved. What you have improved? 2 people, not only 2 people, several people are dying. There are potholes on the road, 7,000 crores allocation doesn't mean. If something would have happened to your own son and daughter, what you would have felt? Are we socially responsible and sensitive?
See, since without these allocations, the tender-sure roads or the desilting or the compost management centers which we have opened wouldn't have happened. See, all these new initiatives, even rainwater harvesting for public places was initiated by this government.
Let us not talk of achievement. Let us talk of what is the condition of the roads.
Share the apathy.
Let us not talk of the past or future. Let us not have crocodile tears. These are simply crocodile tears and tragic statistics. It is of going to no help to explain. Tell me what is the road monitoring especially done? How much budget has been allocated and how much has been spent? Who are the responsible officers on those roads? What kind of monitoring you have done? What kind of surveys you have done recently? Are you surveying on day-to-day basis or weekly basis? Do you know the rains are common? You don't know the rains are calamity? It is the commission business. Why concretization of the road is not done? What rainwaters drainages are done? And if there is a concretization, 1 minute, sir, please listen to me. I am
trying to answer you, sir, if you can allow me.
Sir, please listen to me. I am also a responsible lawyer. The point is, I'm Supreme Court lawyer, the point is what kind of monitoring you all are doing?
Please.
Are there CCTV cameras? We are in what age? Concretization of the roads have come long time back. And you are having potters every year with the open and secret agenda with an ulterior motives of commission every year.
It is not just got to do with concretization on a road.
No.
See, we are not trying to have a quick fix situation here. That is not on the government's agenda.
Road was done, when this survey was done, who has done the survey, who is the responsible officer for that, why CCTV cameras are not put,
the entire city has been surveyed,
is not done.
More than 6,000, the special joint commissioner has been in charge. More than 6,000 hazardous potholes has been identified.
This is something really sad. To what extent you can defend
any government needs about 5 to 7 day dry day window.
Let us accept the fact.
Which we have not got.
And let me tell you, 7,300 crore rupees for roads in 2016-17, 3,000 crore rupees for roads in 2017-18, 7,000 for all works altogether. 7,000 crore rupees for all works altogether. S. Harish, former Deputy Mayor of Bengaluru, belongs to the BJP. Please tell me who's responsible, Mr. Harish.
Yeah, madam, first of all, see, we have statistics here. Last year, the rainfall was 870 mm. This year, it is 910 mm. Only 40 mm more rain doesn't make that you should have more of craters, more of pothole. And yeah, one minute. I did not talk to you.
No, last
when
year,
you were speaking, I did not
give me a wrong picture.
Give me time. I am not given
last year,
that is the record. 870 mm.
It is only 3 months.
This year, it is 910
Mr. Surendra, please let him speak. Mr. Surendra, please let him speak, after which you will be given an opportunity to disagree with him. Mr. Surendra, please let him speak. Go ahead.
See, the same when we started this tender sure roads, the same party people protested against it. They said it is not a viable thing. This should not be done. Now, not a single pothole has been found on the tender sure roads. And now they are claiming it is their child. Okay, that's fine. The second thing is, they were telling we have got lot of modernization equipment and we have brought Python machine. Where is that Python machine? They were supposed to fill potholes in Bangalore. They have spent more than 4 crore rupees for procuring 3 machines and they have paid 3 crore rupees per kilometer for filling potholes. Where are those potholes? How much did they fill? Where is that pothole filling machine? And they are claiming they have spent 7,000 crore rupees on that Mysore road just last year. They have spent 7 crore rupees and they have done asphalting on that Mysore road. And see the state of that Mysore road now. There are potholes on that flyover also. And those 2 people lost their lives because of that pothole. And that finger joints, they have not at all addressed. There is, I think, 3 meters, 4 meters crater on that near that finger joints. That they don't have come. And I am ashamed to tell you, our mayor comes there, stands there. We have 28 chief engineers in BBMP and he brings and pours some concrete over that. It's an asphalted road. You should put some concrete mix there. He has brought cement concrete and is putting it there. And our mayor is saying it's a temporary basis. By tomorrow we will do it properly. Why should they have poured that concrete over there? Being a civil engineer, I am ashamed to see that. And with 28 chief engineers across Bangalore, and we have a major road division with 200 engineers there, and we fill concrete for that pothole. I am sorry to say, I am ashamed today.
From 2015 and previously, before Mr. B.N. Manjunath Reddy became mayor, when the BJP was running the BBMP, was there any pothole at that point at Mysore Road?
See, there was no potholes at that time of point.
None
just
at all?
This pothole, just 1 year back, they have asphalted that flyover and the substandard quality of that asphalting was done. So potholes have been created. And one more thing, madam, I want to tell you. 4 people have lost their lives in the same Mysore road and near that flyover. May 14th, one girl lost her life when she tried to avoid a pothole and she fell and she lost her life. And the district in charge minister has the audacity to say that first they should learn to drive vehicles on the road and then they should bring the vehicle to the road. This is the answer we get from a responsible, our district in charge minister, Mr. George. And you expect them to fill all the potholes overnight?
One second. Commodore Singh, is it true that before 2015 there were no potholes on Mysore Road and this is a 1-year phenomenon?
You see, I agree with it because they seem to appear almost, if not in a year, after 3 years, they start reappearing after they have carried out the necessary repair. There is no permanence to it. And I find that when it starts raining here, even a normal rain, you find not only roads or low-lying areas turn into lakes, and you have, along with the potholes, what I call them bottomless pits, the manholes. Our people who walk on the roads, they are scared of their lives. There have been many incidents when, apart from the potholes, they have fallen into the manholes and disappeared. So therefore, we call it, we are very proud Bangaloreans, call it a world-class, as this Congress spokesman was saying, world-class city. We are very proud of Bangalore. It's a world-known city.
Faye,
people come here from all over the world, IT city, but unfortunately, I must say that the darker side of Bangalore needs to be addressed. It needs to be taken care of. Otherwise, Bangalore is going from bad to worse. If we do not at least repair our roads, we do not provide the common man a smooth, portless road on which he can at least go from place A to B. Otherwise, connectivity in Bangalore continues to be very bad. The buses suffer. There are delays unnecessary, and the roads to walk on and to drive on are very, very dangerous.
All right,
so
I also want to bring in. I also want to bring in Shaji Cherian, Director Operations of Save Life Foundation, who joins us from Noida. Shaji, thank you for joining us. You've been hearing the argument so far. We keep talking about the fact that this is not a Bangalore story. This happens in Mumbai, it happens in Delhi, it happens in Hyderabad, it happens in Chennai, it happens all over our country. There are people dying because of civic negligence. It should be culpable homicide when a government allows this sort of thing to happen and does not take responsibility. But unfortunately, nobody is investigating, nobody is taking this seriously. Shaji, go ahead.
Absolutely. I think you said the right thing. But first of all, thank you for bringing George and Pavitra into the studio. I think all of us, especially the policy makers, they should see the faces of those people who are affected by, their negligence. Even as we are speaking, every day 400 people die on Indian roads due to preventable accidents, and potholes, accidents, crashes caused by potholes fall into that category. I'll make just 3 quick points. First, you correctly said that this is not just a phenomena in Bangalore. It's an all-India phenomena. So the reason why this is happening is because of a systemic failure. That's the first point. Second, so it has to be tackled in a systemic manner. There has to be legislative framework. Unfortunately, in India, it is missing. The second point is that, it is not rocket science to understand that potholes are caused by basically 2 reasons. One, inadequate drainage when the roads are constructed. So water gets accumulated, and that's the reason why potholes are created every year. The second aspect is because of, the poor quality of road construction, and that's something that the government should look into. But the third aspect, and the most crucial aspect, is that nobody is held accountable for these deaths. As you correctly pointed out, and in fact, somebody was mentioning that it is the driver of the bus who is responsible, which is absolutely wrong. The one who is responsible for this is either the road contractor, who is supposed to create a road which should not have potholes, or the civic agency official who is supposed to ensure that there are no potholes on the road. Unfortunately, in India, we don't book these people. As you correctly said, they should either be booked under Section 304A or at least under Section 338 of the IPC, which is grievous hurt caused by negligence. The day a civic official is put behind bars for this negligence, you will start seeing change in the country. Unfortunately, it does not happen. The drivers are booked under negligence. In fact, people who have died are booked under negligence in many of the cases that we have seen. So, the situation is clearly very pathetic. There is a motor vehicles amendment bill which is currently in the Rajya Sabha For the first time, there is a provision which makes road contractors accountable. The fine is quite low, but this is the first time there is at least a mention in the legislation where road contractors will be held accountable. Unfortunately, the bill is pending in the Rajya Sabha, needs to be passed in the winter session.
Right. I just want to point out one thing, to the two members of the parties who are sitting with us, both the Congress and the BJP. I have the numbers. According to a Times of India article, a total of 189 people in the city of Bangalore have died because of potholes in the 4 years before 2016. In 2016, when the government was run by the Congress, 37 people. In 2015, 38 people. In 2014, 76 people. In 2013, 38 people. So actually what this proves is that there is no difference between the two of y'all, and that y'all have done completely the same amount of negligible work, and the same number of people have died when the BBMP was run by the BJP, and the same number of people have died when the BBMP was run by the Congress. So you made zero difference to the progress in the city. Deepak is on the phone line from Bangalore. Deepak, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, Deepak, go ahead.
My name is Jacob. I've been in Bangalore for the past 55 years, born and brought up.
Yes.
And I was a victim of this pothole. In 1994, my two-wheeler went into a pothole, and then I fractured my right collarbone. And these potholes are, let me tell you one thing, is that whichever political party, whether it is X, Y, whoever it is, they're all a bunch of criminals, I'll tell you. In UP, children die. They don't die. They have been killed. And they say it is dengue or something like that. Girls are raped, they say, because they are not dressed properly. Here, people are dying on the road, they put it on the monsoon. In Bangalore, the monsoons are not severe at all. It is never severe, maximum. If at all there is a cyclone in Chennai, it affects Bangalore. That's the maximum it happens. And just sometime back on your TV, that is the mayor came online saying that for the past 3 months, there were severe monsoons in Bangalore. And this spokesperson who's sitting there right now says that past 1.5 months. There is totally a contrast. They don't know what they're talking actually. And this pothole has been there for years together. They don't bother about the life of Bangaloreans. And one more new addition has come to the Garden City. That is, it has become the garbage city of India.
Right.
You can come in it, and this is what's happening in Bangalore.
Yes, you're absolutely right. There's garbage piling up on the street corners in Bangalore. Nishit Desai on the phone line. Go ahead, Nishit.
Hi. I have been staying in Bangalore since last 11 years, basically a Mumbai resident. However, I have two questions. One is, Karnataka is the highest paying road tax state. We pay 15% road tax, and the roads are still not made up for the residents in Bangalore or in Karnataka. What is the government doing with the taxes which we are paying? The second question is that last 1 month, the heavy rains which Bangalore is seeing is just because of cloud seeding, which is not natural rain. If cloud seeding is getting done, what was government doing to get themselves prepared to get rid of the potholes and desilting the drainages so that the city doesn't really drown? I have lost my car because of drainage problem in my area because of heavy rains on 15th of August. It has been declared as total loss. Please try and understand, we are going into a big loss staying in Bangalore, and Bangalore is not going to see a lot of people coming into their city just because of these problems. How are you going to solve these problems, BBMP, government, whoever it is?
That's a very good question. One last question, Lalit Gupta on the phone line from Delhi. Lalit Gupta, go ahead.
मैं आपका मिरर चैनल देख रहा था रिगार्डिंग द पाथ होल्स जहाँ पर एक कपल की डेथ हो गई है
जी
मैं नॉर्थ दिल्ली से बोल रहा हूँ और रिज रोड पर जो है पाथ होल्स है नियर दिल्ली बस्ती ऑन द रिज रोड देयर आर डीप पाथ होल्स जिसकी वजह से मेजर एक्सीडेंट्स आर टू कम हो सकते हैं कोई भी मेजर एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है सो आपके चैनल के थ्रू मैं ये करवाना चाहता हूँ कि क्या ये पाथ होल्स तभी बंद होंगे जब कोई डेथ हो जाती है डेथ से पहले क्या इनकी केयर नहीं की जा सकती इन द होल ऑफ दिल्ली देयर आर सो मेनी पाथ होल्स लेकिन नॉर्थ दिल्ली पर जहाँ से मैं रोज गुजरता हूँ ए लॉट ऑफ ट्रैफिक passes from there and the mostly victims may be two-wheelers or only two-wheelers. Four-wheelers can balance, but two-wheelers, while saving themselves from the path hole, they come in connect with some car or hit हो जाते हैं तो उन पाथ होल्स को बंद किया जाना चाहिए समय रहते हुए।
Let me take these questions back to Surendra MG of the Karnataka Congress. Cloud seeding, which has been talked about so much by the government about how you're bringing rain by cloud seeding. Is that not true? And the question that was asked by our viewer, if you brought the rain yourself, shouldn't you have been prepared for it?
No, not at all.
No.
See, the IMD, the meteorological department has itself just given the reasons for the rainfall. So cloud seeding is just not at all. The reason of cloud seeding is baseless. If I have to summarize all these questions and then answer, first, when the amount of rainfall was disputed for the last year and this year, comparisons were made. I am trying to tell you that the amount of rainfall received this year is, we are still in October and we have still some more months to go. So that's one. And then they were taking exceptions to me telling that the bus driver was responsible. I have just said pothole is unjustifiable. I am quoting the official FIR of the police when I said that. That's all. Thirdly, see, as far as the tax and allotment goes, 7,000 crores are a testimony to our commitment to give Bangalore world-class roads and world-class facility. See, I mean, you should accept the fact that such an allotment is done and work is happening. And there are a lot of new ventures and lot of new initiatives that have been taken up in the last 1.5 years or so, especially after we took over the BBMP.
Mr. Surendra, please do not use this show as a platform to talk about all of your achievements. You have caused the death of 2 people. You are refusing to apologize for the death of 2 people. No, I will not allow you to complete because you have absolutely no respect for the questions that are being asked of you.
Initially, I said I completely regret. No.
See, completely regretting and accepting your fault are two completely different.
What inquiries have been put? Who's been inquiring about it?
Not just this 2 lakh loss of life.
Let Mr. Surendra answer that.
Any loss of life.
Why CCTV cameras are not put? Why surveillance is not done? Otherwise, it's a time that all the major cities of this country will have to come together and file a class action petition before Consumer Forum like Ahmedabad City Waterworks, and we'll have to take it up before the court, Consumer Court, and then all the questions will be asked, then everybody will run out.
Has jointly said,
please tell me what surveillance you have done. Please tell me what inquiry commission you have put. Please tell me what you are going to do about compensation of these people.
Surveillance, we have done a survey.
One minute, let me finish.
More than 6,400 potholes, craters have been identified.
There are Bombay cities now getting covered by CCTV cameras. Why your world-class city doesn't have concretization plans, CCTV cameras? What have you done on this road?
There are CCTV cameras in Bangalore also. Almost all major junctions are covered by CCTV in Bangalore. If I can just make you aware, sir.
Why this all major not monitored, which were for years together, which costed 2 lives?
There is a management.
Please tell me who's in charge of this. What inquiry you have put in?
Infantry Road, which
don't regret and say it's a gruesome and give
Mr. Surendra, who is the officer in charge of Mysore Road?
I am not justifying.
No,
what I am trying to say, I am trying to figure out.
Who is the officer in charge of Mysore Road?
The government is not taking a solely attitude.
Who is the officer in charge of Mysore Road?
What inquiries we have done?
The mayor, the honorable mayor has said that strict action will be taken with the
Who is the officer in charge? Have you not even bothered to find out who is in charge of Mysore Road? Who is in charge of Mysore Road? Do you at least know the name of the person in charge of Mysore Road? If you just come here without doing any homework at all to give us nonsense rhetoric about what you're doing. Give me the name of the person in charge of Mysore Road.
It is not that coming without homework. The mayor himself has visited the spot. What more do you want?
Is the mayor responsible for Mysore Road?
Promise that action will be taken against the hearing officer. Not only about Mysore Road. It's not just about Mysore Road.
I'm asking about Mysore Road. I'm asking about Mysore Road. Who is in charge of Mysore Road? Give me the name of the person in charge of Mysore Road.
Including Mysore Road, what I am trying to convey to you, including Mysore Road, all roads where such problem, I am trying to tell you.
Have you suspended somebody?
6,400 craters, potholes, which are hazardous. And then we all
Mr. Surendra, Kannada, who is responsible for Mysore Road? Can you understand the question I'm asking, or should I ask you in a different language? Mysore Road is alva, Mr. Surendra.
I very well understand what you are trying to say. The concerned engineer there is responsible.
Can you tell me the name of the person in charge of Mysore Road?
the concerned engineer there. I don't know his name, but then there is a concerned engineer. When every area, Bangalore has more than 150 engineers. Yes, so we are concerned with the entire Bangalore as a total.
In this
Mysore road incident is also there, which we have done a quick fix solution.
No, quick fix solution is not good enough because it will not bring these people back. I want a name. I want to know who has caused the death of these two people, who caused Pavitra and George to get hurt, and will you pay the hospital bills of 7,000 rupees of Pavitra and George, who got hurt? Unfortunately, they had to leave. They had to leave because they were
whoever has caused this death.
So you just said it's a natural death. It is caused by God.
They will be taken to task.
Church and the temple and all those.
Strictest action will be taken. I will come back to you with the details. I will come back to you myself with the details of what action we have taken against these erring officers.
Moment we buy vehicles, 15% is paid straight away. It is government's responsibility. It is not our responsibility.
Not even compensation is announced, and you are sitting here and calculating your achievements.
Right.
I want to bring in a point here.
The mayor has promised compensation.
You have to own the responsibility, Mr. Surendra.
When we purchase a vehicle, we pay
the amount of compensation. Other
tax, the road tax to the government. We are not driving free on the roads. It is all paid for, and it is the responsibility of the government to take care of the roads. And let me tell you, when the roads are constructed, somebody he was talking about shifting the blame to the contractor. When you hand over a particular stretch of road to be constructed by a contractor, there are terms and conditions. After he has constructed, there is a board from the BBMP or from the civic authority who goes, inspects, surveys it, and passes it that it has been done according to the terms and conditions laid down in the agreement of contract. But therefore, the hand of the government, the responsibility for these roads rests upon the government, because ultimately is a board or those officers who pass the work done by the contractor. It is entirely, I would say, the responsibility of the government to take care of this. The blame goes to the government. It doesn't go to contractor now or to that engineer or to the bus driver or to anybody else. They are ruling. They are ruling the state. They are ruling all the assets of the state, and road network is one of the assets they are in charge of. It is under them. They are not there just to enjoy, as I said earlier, the benefits and the privilege of being a minister, of enjoying Zulu category security and 5-star treatment. The idea of running a government is to minister the problems, address the problems with a constructive ideas, positive suggestions, and creative solutions. It is their problem. It is not a common man's problem like Mr. George or these two elderly people who lost their lives on the roads of Bangalore, so-called the world-class city. And that also from potholes. It is, I think, a matter of great shame for us, for all of us,
great
for the
shame
government.
for those of us. Absolutely.
That common man is...
For anyone in this country to know that people lost their lives because the government was too lazy to do its job. KL Keshwani on the phone line from Mumbai. Mr. Keshwani, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. My name is R.L. Keshwani.
I'm sorry,
First of all, thank you very much for, discussing this very important topic, which is, important to all the people in all the cities in India. First of all, I don't know why this nitwit from Congress is talking out of his hat.
No, no, hang on. Mr. Keshwani, I'll request you to please be respectful of my guests. I don't allow that sort of thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes. I must say that this gentleman doesn't know what he's talking about. He is there because he's been placed in a position of authority to execute all the projects which, are for road making, filling the pots or whatever. He's there for that, or his team is there for that. So he cannot say that he doesn't know the name of the engineer also. That is number one. Number two, unfortunately, most of the blame, I think, should lie on us as Indians, because we vote such people into power who have absolute contempt for the rest of the Indians. Number one. Number two, we don't have a justice system which delivers justice in time so that it acts as a deterrent to other people. It takes a lifetime to get something, justice done. The law is there, But where is it implemented? So unless all these things are put together and immediate justice is done and delivered, people are punished, then will there be a deterrent for others. Otherwise, let me tell you, this will go on forever and ever. It's happening in Bombay, it's happening in Delhi. Somebody just told us, this has to stop. Somebody has to be punished.
Absolutely.
And only then will this stop.
Gerard is on the phone line from Mangalore. Gerard, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, madam. See, this, the guys who are in charge of this BBMP, they are giving, reasons of the rain. I say the reasons of rain, it is nonsense. The quality of the road is not there. The road are not in convex shape. And poor quality of roads, all because of kickbacks. So I want your channel to ask the deceased families to put a FIR against the responsible officials. Then my second point is, they should also put they should file a suit in the court for compensation to the deceased families. I think each family, for each person they can file a suit for 1 crore. Otherwise, the BBMP will not learn a lesson. And my third point is, the officials who are responsible for the pothole, they should be put in jail.
Absolutely, they should be put in jail. And I just want to check one more time, Mr.
Can I just come?
Yes. I just want to check one more time, Mr. Surendra. Mr. Surendra, you said that you got a lot of rainfall this year. How much rainfall did you get again in Bangalore? Remind me.
Sorry, can you please come again?
What was the rainfall received by the city of Bangalore this year? Please tell me.
Hello?
Mr. Surendra, can you hear me?
This year it is 910 mm so far.
910 mm. Are you familiar with the city of Singapore?
Yeah.
Singapore receives an average of 2,328 mm every year. Have you seen a pothole in the roads of Singapore, Mr. Surendra?
See, we cannot compare with
Why not?
Singapore. I totally agree. It is
Why not? Why can't you compare Bangalore and Singapore? You compare it in all of your brochures when you ask for investments.
But I'm just trying to tell you.
No, I don't understand. Why can't you compare Bangalore and Singapore? What's wrong with Bangalore? Why don't we deserve that sort of good treatment from our government that people in Singapore are getting? Our taxes are not good enough for you. We are paying less tax.
It is the government responsibility. Who is denying?
What have you done?
Who is denying the fact that it is not a government responsibility? We absolutely agree that it's a government responsibility and we are on the job.
And what have you done?
No, what have you done on the job?
It is not like government is just sitting over these debts or are doing nothing. See, as far as compensation, you raised a point. The mayor has promised compensation. I know compensation is nothing when it comes to debts. But
anyway, how much is the compensation?
We are on the job. We have been.
Please tell us how much is the compensation announced.
To ensure that this particular menace does not return, and all the potholes have been identified.
All the potholes in the full city have been identified.
Hello, can I talk, ma'am?
No, one second. This is very interesting. 1 second, I'll come back to the rest of my guests. One second, sir. 1 second. Mr. Surendra, are you telling me that every pothole in the city of Bangalore has been identified and will be fixed permanently?
Around 6,400 Around 6,450, this is an official figure, around 6,450 hazardous potholes have been identified in Bangalore.
How have you justified hazardous and non-hazardous? So this Mysore Road pothole was not hazardous or was it hazardous?
There has been one leverage, it is definitely hazardous. It has taken, when it has been responsible for the death of 2 people, it is a hazardous pothole. There is no denying the fact at all.
When you
so basically you've identified 6,400 hazardous potholes like the one that took the life of these 2 people and caused grievous hurt to Pavitra and George, who were on the show earlier, which means that there are 6,400 death traps in the city of Bangalore right now. What are you going to do about these 6,400 death traps? Should 6,400 people die? How long will it take?
Madam, it is being fixed on a war footing.
What is this war footing? Give me a deadline.
It is being fixed on a war footing. That is what I can say.
Give me a deadline. Nobody should die from a pothole in Bangalore. Give me a deadline. When will you do this? Give me a date.
No. the mayor has said in the next 5 to 6 days, provided it is completely dry, provided there is no rain.
So shall the people of Bangalore all stay at home for the next 5 to 6 days, not go to school, not go to college, not go to office, because nobody wants to die? What if it rains? Because you people can't do your work. No.
See, what I'm just trying to say,
to the city of Bangalore, citizens of Bangalore are watching this show. The government of Karnataka wants you to stay at home. One second. Let me make the announcement. To the citizens of Bangalore who are watching right now, schools, colleges, offices will remain closed.
While it rains, we cannot fix roads.
No. So people, you are telling me, you just told me 6,400 grievously dangerous potholes in Bangalore that can cause death. You cannot fix until it stops raining. So people should stay at home, right?
And then it is common that to understand that we have to get dry days to get it done.
So then they should stay at home.
Otherwise, we cannot fix these things in
Otherwise,
rain.
they cannot go to office. Are you telling people to go to office and put their lives in danger?
Sitting there, I forgot that gentleman's name. These works cannot be undertaken while rain. Then it again comes, it reoccurs.
No. So, Mr. One second. On behalf of the government of Karnataka, Mr. Surendra, should people go to office tomorrow and risk their lives? Yes or no?
It is not. I'm honestly telling you that this is the kind of thing that we have done. What we have
I don't understand. You are telling me there are 6,400 hazardous potholes in the city of Bangalore where people can die. You cannot fix it till the rain stops. You don't know when the rain is stopping, so people should not go to work.
One area I
close the city of Bangalore. I dare you, Mr. Surendra, I dare you to announce. Anyways, Diwali is coming next week. Announce school, colleges, offices, close everything. Come on, do it right now. I'm listening.
And they don't have covers to cover while doing the repairs.
Close, one second. Let them close everything. Announce a holiday for schools, colleges and offices till you can fix the potholes. Do it right now.
See, let us be very practical. Let us be. I'm trying to say that we have taken a good, efficient step.
You want the citizen to be practical about your efficiency.
Is up to you. But then, this is what needs to be done. Is there anything else?
Shame on you. Shame on you.
First, I want to ask who gave this number 6,400 numbers. If they could count it, they could have fixed it. Why did they count that? Who gave this number 6,432? Who gave them these numbers? And if they had counted that, they could have fixed that. Now, why did they wait till this long? Why? We got cold mix. We got cold mix. It's not rocket science. We have got cold mix. Even in rainy season, we can fix it.
Let me bring in my other guest.
Which is available in the market.
Pratap Rao. Is it true that nothing can be fixed when the rain is on and we just have 6,400?
Yeah, I want to come in.
Yes, go ahead. Pratap Rao, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you look at the technologies of the road laying process, there are so many places where throughout the year there are rains. It doesn't mean that they don't have roads that they want to communicate, right? Commute. So there are a lot of methods of fixing potholes, not just the same old method of hot mix which is coming in lorries where they can't operate in rains. That is fair, but there are a lot of cold asphalt methodologies.
Yeah,
there are a lot
also.
of advanced chemicals which are actually prudent for rain on roads. So I don't think anybody. I have interacted with a lot of engineers on the roads. They have no idea about what kind of latest technologies of road maintenance methods are there. But I think what I suggest is there is a lot of alternate methods of fixing. Definitely what we see in the video of putting up concrete just as a quick fix is absolutely not the method of doing any such pothole fixing. Using cold asphalt, using a lot of other water-prone based chemicals is definitely an alternative for these kind of weather. So which is actually what is available. You go to Northeast, you go to places where there are rains. Do you think that they're not able to drive around at all? There are a lot of great methods of fixing roads.
Okay, so if I understand this correctly, Uday Bhavekar,
yes,
there are 6,400 dangerous potholes, like the one that killed this couple in Bangalore. 6,400 death traps that the government has counted but not done anything about it. Have you put a barricade? Have you put a warning? Have you put anything there? No. You've counted it and you've come home. Point number 2, you are telling me that you cannot fix it right now until the rain stops. The mayor has said we can fix it in 5 days, but we need the rain to stop. You are expecting, one second, let me finish. You are expecting the people of Bangalore to go to school, college and office, risk their lives on these 6,400 potholes while you sit and do nothing. Last question. Is there an election coming up in the state of Karnataka next year? You're very brave to go into an election with this sort of attitude, Mr. Surendra. Very brave, I must say.
It is not the question of attitude. This is the sincere effort that we have undertaken.
What is the effort?
No, I am telling you, this is the number that we have identified, and I am already on the job in fixing
governmental department.
We are already. I am trying to tell you.
All their effort was to find potholes.
We are fixing
How many potholes are there?
You are asking action.
Mr. Surendra, I would like to know simply, when did you receive this information of 6,500 potholes?
If you can just turn a blind ear to that.
So when you went and counted these 6,400 potholes, did you put a sign saying this is a dangerous pothole, please be careful?
Correct.
Did you put a barricade, a yellow flag, a shoe, a tree, a stick, anything?
See, whatever warning needs to be given is being given. And then, see, the pothole fixing itself is started.
Do you have an election coming up next year, Mr. Surendra?
We have started fixing those potholes.
Do you have an election coming up next year, Mr. Surendra? Do you have an election coming up next year?
It is a question of 4 to 5 days.
Do you have an election coming up, Mr. Surendra?
And the BBMP commissioner claimed saying that next 10 days it will be fixed, all pothole-free Bangalore. But I don't think that's the current state of affairs that we see. And I don't think there is any pothole being reported by. I think one of the other challenge that I see is also the public participation. People can, BBMP has an app where people can report, any issues of civic. But I don't think people are even aware of that app. But I think on my Pothole Raja initiative, people send me at least 8 to 10 pothole pictures every day with the GPS location. And one of the interactions that I had, one engineer said, you receive more inputs than us.
Hey, you know what will work in this case, if I may comment?
Yes.
What will work, and the Congress representative was saying the FIR has already been filed. All this quick fix solution that we will repair it and we'll fix it. I mean, it's just, we have to wait and see if it happens. But what will work is if the FIR is amended, and the case of negligence is also put in for whoever was responsible, whether it was an engineer or whether it was a road contractor, whether it was a BBMP employee who is in charge of that road. And you'll just see that within a week, all the potholes will be done. In fact, in the next 24 to 48 hours, everything will be fixed. The moment accountability comes in place, the moment the officials come to know that they will be behind bars, if they continue with this, you will see things change. All right,
I just want to talk to you, one second. I just want to talk to Mr. Surendra because I have a minute left and I want to quickly get answers to these questions. Mr. Surendra, in the most polite fashion, I want to ask you these questions so that we can have something that we can track going forward. Pavitra and George were victims who have registered an FIR today for an accident on Mysore Road in the same pothole. They spent 7,000 rupees on treatment. Can the government pay their hospital bills? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So my team will put you in charge while you're leaving the studio right now. They will my team will put you in charge with Pavitra and George. They will submit their hospital bills. Will you please, will you be the conduit? Will you make sure that this is done through you?
I will ensure I am the conduit and ensure that they get whatever it is their due.
Okay. Secondly, for Sagai, Mary and Anthony who lost their lives today, will you make sure that the compensation that has been announced for them is actually delivered to them as soon as possible, to their families as soon as possible?
See, that will be delivered. The Honorable Mayor and the City Development Minister has promised. I'm 100% confident they will not go back on their word. Every compensation announced this way has been paid.
But it takes time for compensation to reach. Normally there's a lot of government procedure. Will you personally look into the fact that their family is not put to too much stress when they're claiming that compensation?
I mean, it's a procedure. It's a procedure. We will ensure that we will speed up this process.
Okay, my last question to you,
I'll personally take this issue with the Mayor.
Okay, my last question to you, Mr. Surendra. You said during the show that in 45 days' time, the potholes will be fixed. Can you give me a personal guarantee? And can I track it with you in the next 45 days whether all of these 6,400 potholes have been fixed in the city of Bangalore?
I will come up with a report and then give it to you about the work happening on these potholes.
In how much time?
I mean, we'll have a periodic inspection, and then periodically I will send you the not to wait till 45 days also. Much before 45 days, I will ensure that there is a practical report being sent to you on what is happening on ground.
All right. My team will, on its part, do checks with you every 4 days. And for also joining us, Mr. Harish, since you were former Deputy Mayor of Bangalore, what can we expect from you in terms of, as the opposition, what will you do? What kind of surveillance can you give the current government from the opposition seat to make sure that this job is done?
See, ma'am, the Honorable Chief Minister is in charge of our Bangalore city also. He holds that portfolio also. And the second thing is, this road comes under Major Road Division. There is a Chief Engineer for that. There is a Superintendent Engineer also for that. We will definitely, we have 101 members there, but democratically, the single largest party is sitting in the opposition. But definitely we will take up this issue in the coming council, and we will see that the concerned authorities are taken to task and the action will be taken initiated against them. But one thing I want to make it clear, I want to know the two people who died today, because the commissioner came on record today morning and he said the media people are confused. It is not because of the pothole the two people died, but because of the negligence of the bus driver. That was the thing what the commissioner came on record. But the mayor now, Sudhindra is telling, mayor has promised them composition. I don't know which is true, whether the commissioner is right or the mayor is right. That has to be clarified. But definitely, as an opposition party, as a political party, we will take up this issue.
Mr. Harish, I want one question. I want one promise from you as well. I need your help. If Mr. Surendra, one second. If Mr. Surendra is going to send me periodic reports on the work done in Bangalore, Mr. Harish, will you verify the quality of the work for us?
Definitely, madam, because I can promise you that 6,400 potholes won't be finished in 45 days. That much I can assure you. But whatever reports he gives, definitely I'll verify and I'll get back to you.
All right, we're going to wrap up this conversation here. This is where we're leaving it. There are death traps all over the city of Bangalore. My only appeal to the citizens of Bangalore, while we track the work here, we verify the quality of the work, is to be super careful when you're on the road. Wear your helmets, ride carefully when you're on your two-wheeler. And as far as possible, stay safe, because the roads in Bangalore right now are death traps. You could very easily lose your life. The government says it's going to take at least 45 days. In the meantime, be really, really careful. Make sure your children are also wearing helmets and stay off the road, I suppose, as far as possible. Use public transport. There's very little public transport in Bangalore as well. We don't have enough buses, and that's the unfortunate state of affairs in most of our cities. But we're going to track the progress, we're going to verify the progress, and we're going to come down like a ton of bricks on the government if the job is not done. Thanks for watching.